Some Clash of Clans kings have power, some have style, but only a few have aura. Today we're ranking the top 10 aura kings in Clash of Clans, and trust me, number 1 is on a completely different level. Number 10, the king who walks in like he owns the place. At number 10, we have a king who doesn't even need to fight to get your attention. Just look at him, the confidence, the pose, the outfit. This man isn't entering the battlefield, he's entering the ring. And that's exactly where his aura comes from. Most Clash of Clans kings try to look powerful by carrying a giant weapon, wearing massive armor, or standing there like a final boss. But this king, he doesn't need any of that. He's got the confidence of someone who already knows he's going to win. Look at the way he's standing on that chair. He's literally posing like the entire arena belongs to him. And the funniest part, he's not even trying to look intimidating. He's smiling. That's what makes this skin so different. There's something about a character who's completely relaxed while everyone else is fighting for their lives. It's that I already won energy. The outfit, the championship-style belt, the gloves, the pose, everything about him screams main character energy. But let's be honest, he's not at the top of this list yet. His aura is strong, but there are 9 kings coming next who are about to make this guy look like an absolute beginner. So for number 10, I'm giving him plus 750 aura, respectable. But we're only getting started. Number 9, Monkey King. At number 9, we have the Monkey King. And honestly, this guy has a completely different kind of aura. He doesn't look like a normal king. He looks like he walked straight out of an ancient legend. Just look at him. The golden staff, the crown, the red ribbons, and those massive horns coming off his head. Everything about this character says one thing: don't mess with me. But what really gives him aura is his attitude. He isn't trying to prove that he's the strongest person in the room. He already looks like he knows it. And that staff he's holding, that's not just a weapon, that's a warning. The Monkey King has that mysterious energy where you look at him and immediately think, yeah, there's definitely a story behind this guy. He's powerful, he's confident, and he has that legendary warrior vibe that makes him stand out from almost every other king. But there's one problem. His aura is still not enough to break into the top 5, because the kings we're about to see next are on another level. So for number 9, I'm giving the Monkey King plus 820 aura. Not bad at all, but we're getting closer to the real aura monsters. Number 8. At number 8, we have a king who doesn't just enter the battlefield, he dominates it. This is the kind of king that doesn't need a fancy introduction. One look at him and you already know this guy means business. The dark armor, the massive flaming sword, the cold expression. Everything about him gives off one message: I was made for war. Unlike other kings who rely on speed or tricks, this one brings pure destruction. That giant sword isn't just a weapon, it's a symbol of power. The way he holds it, the way he stands, and the energy around him make him feel like the final boss of a battlefield. He has that unstoppable warrior aura, the kind of aura where enemies don't see a fighter, they see a walking disaster. But even with all that power, there's still something missing. He has the strength, he has the intimidation, he has the presence. But the kings above him have something even more special. So for number 8, I'm giving this king plus 870 aura, a true warrior. But the real aura legends are still coming. Number 7. At number 7, we have a king who feels less like a warrior and more like a living weapon. This king doesn't need a huge sword or magical powers to look dangerous. Just look at him. The heavy armor, the metal helmet, the mechanical claws on his arms. Everything about him screams one thing: I was built for battle. While other kings fight with strength and rage, this one fights like a machine. Cold, precise, unstoppable. The moment he enters the battlefield, it doesn't feel like a normal attack anymore. It feels like a boss fight. His aura comes from the fact that every single detail of his design looks powerful. The armor makes him look like he can take any hit. The claws make him look like he can destroy anything in his way. And that helmet? It gives him the perfect warrior identity. He's not here to show off, he's here to win. But even with this insane presence, there are still six kings above him with even crazier aura. So for number 7, I'm giving this king plus 900 aura, a true battle machine. But the strongest aura kings are still waiting. Number 6. At number 6, we have the Berserker King. And this king doesn't fight battles, he destroys them. The moment you see him, you already know this is not a normal warrior. The giant sword, the heavy armor, the terrifying mask. Everything about him feels like pure chaos. This king doesn't need a strategy. He doesn't need tricks. He only needs one thing: power. The Berserker King has the kind of aura that makes enemies panic before the fight even begins. Because when a warrior walks onto the battlefield carrying a sword bigger than himself, you already know something bad is about to happen. His rage, his appearance, and his unstoppable energy make him feel like a boss that was created only for destruction. He's not the fastest, he's not the smartest, but when it comes to raw power, almost nobody can compete. That's what makes his aura special. He's not here to defend, he's not here to negotiate, he's here to destroy everything in his path. So for number 6, I'm giving the Berserker King plus 930 aura, a true monster on the battlefield. But the top 5 kings, their aura is on another level. Number 5. At number 5, we have the Barbarian Orc King. And this king doesn't look like a hero. He looks like a monster from an ancient battlefield. The moment he appears, you can feel the difference. The huge tusks, the wild hair, the massive spiked weapon. Everything about him screams one word: brutal. This king doesn't fight with elegance. He doesn't need perfect armor or a legendary sword. His strength comes from something much more dangerous: pure instinct. The Barbarian Orc King has the aura of a warrior who has survived countless battles. A warrior who doesn't fear anything. He doesn't run from enemies. He charges straight at them. That savage energy is what makes him special, because sometimes the most terrifying warriors aren't the ones with the best equipment. They're the ones who don't need it. Every movement feels powerful, every attack feels dangerous, and his presence alone makes the battlefield feel more intense. But even with this insane level of aura, we're not at the peak yet. The top 4 kings have something that makes them truly unforgettable. So for number 5, I'm giving the Barbarian Orc King plus 950 aura, a true savage warrior, but the legends are still coming. Number 4. At number 4, we have the Samurai King, and this king doesn't need to prove his strength. His presence speaks for itself. The moment he enters the battlefield, everything feels different. The traditional armor, the golden helmet, the legendary samurai style. Every detail gives him the aura of a true warrior. Unlike other kings who fight with pure rage and destruction, the Samurai King fights with discipline, with honor, with absolute control. He has the energy of a warrior who has trained for years just to master one perfect strike. He doesn't rush, he doesn't panic, he waits for the perfect moment, and then he attacks. That's what makes his aura so powerful, because true strength isn't always about being the loudest or the most aggressive. Sometimes the most dangerous warrior is the one who stays calm. The Samurai King's design feels like he belongs in an ancient legend, a warrior whose name would be remembered for generations. But even with this legendary aura, there are still 3 kings above him, 3 kings with an aura that is almost impossible to match. So for number 4, I'm giving the Samurai King plus 970 aura, a true master of the battlefield, but the final 3 are on another level. Number 3. At number 3, we have a king who looks like he was created for legends. This is not just a warrior. This is a symbol of power: the golden armor, the massive blade, the unstoppable presence. Everything about him feels like a hero from an ancient story. When this king steps onto the battlefield, he doesn't need to say anything. Everyone already knows. A legend has arrived. His aura comes from the perfect balance between strength and style. He's not just powerful, he's impressive. The golden armor makes him look like a warrior chosen by destiny, and that giant sword, it looks like a weapon made to defeat the strongest enemies. This king has the energy of someone who has fought thousands of battles and won every single one. He doesn't chase victory. Victory follows him. But even with this insane legendary aura, there are still two kings above him, two kings whose presence is almost impossible to match. So for number 3, I'm giving this king plus 980 aura, a true legend of the battlefield. But the final two are the definition of aura. Number 2. At number 2, we have the Holland King, and this king has one of the most unique aura in Clash of Clans. Because he doesn't look like a normal warrior, he looks like a champion who came from another world. The golden armor, the confident smile, the football energy, everything about him feels different. Most kings enter the battlefield to destroy their enemies, but Holland King, he enters like he already won. That's the special thing about his aura. It's not about fear, it's about confidence. The same energy of a superstar who knows exactly what he's capable of. He doesn't need to prove himself. His presence already does it. The golden design, the champion outfit, and that unstoppable attitude make him stand out from every other king. He's not just a fighter, he's a legend. But even with this incredible aura, there is still one king above him, one final king with the strongest aura of them all. So for number 2, I'm giving Holland King plus 990 aura, a true superstar, but the number 1 aura king is waiting. At number 1, we have the original, the Barbarian King. And after seeing all these legendary kings, there is only one king who truly deserves the crown, the first hero, the original warrior, the legend that started everything. He doesn't need golden armor, he doesn't need a giant weapon, he doesn't need special powers, because his aura comes from something much stronger, his legacy. For years, the Barbarian King has been the face of Clash of Clans, the king who leads every attack, the king who charges into enemy bases without fear, the king who has created countless memories for millions of players. His design may look simple, but that's exactly what makes him special. A true king doesn't need to prove that he is powerful. Everyone already knows. The crown, the sword, the confidence. Everything about him represents a real warrior. He is not just a character. He is the symbol of Clash of Clans. And that's why, after ranking every king, the number 1 aura king is the Barbarian King, plus 1,000 aura, the original, the legend, the King of Kings.